Greetings, I'm Captain Rage and I'm back with the Sunday Sampler. This week we're going to be taking a quick look at Slay the Spire. This is a self-published roguelite deck builder by Mega Crit Games, and as per usual, this is a review copy and I am recording this on November the 20th in the wee hours of the morning with early access build 003. So, it says it right there. Early access game. This just came out a few days ago, and this is a really solid deck builder, actually. And, well, let's take a look at it. I can show you my statistics. Just under 7 hours of playtime, defeated a few bosses, no victories, 10 deaths though, and that may not sound like a lot, but these runs could run a fair amount of time, with my fastest victory being just right at the 46-minute mark, which I'll just scroll down and let you see. I've been leaning towards one character, which let's go ahead and hit play. Well, I guess I should show you the card library. This is a deck builder after all, so still missing a few cards. Some of these are unlocked, some of these may just not found yet. Just give you a good idea of what's going on in this. And then there's the colorless, which, yeah, still some there, and curses and statuses and all sorts of fun things. So this is a deck builder. This isn't a collectible card game or a tradable card game. You start off, well, let's hit play, by picking one or two characters. Right now there's 2 or 3 in. This is still early access. The third one is still coming, and the developer does promise bi-weekly updates, so we'll have to see how things kind of pan out. Different amount of gold, actually the same amount of gold, different amount of health, a different relic, which those are fairly game-changing, and shows you how many unlocks are remaining as you progress through the game. And die, because this is a roguelite. You build up experience for these characters and unlock the various cards for them. So let's just go with the Ironclad. And I will say before I get started, this is a card game, so I'm going to make mistakes. Likely a lot of mistakes. I'm going to probably die stupidly. Leave those in the comments below, because, yeah, backseat gaming, right? And so the Ironclad, let's go ahead and get started. And we have a whale spirit talking to us. Captain Rage of the Ironclad. This is the character that I've been playing the most, and I'm kind of more comfortable with. The other one is more cycling through the deck, a lot of poisons, a lot of trying to evade damage. This one is more just tanking damage, blocking, and a lot of heavy melee hits with some other fun abilities. But before we talk to this guy, let's take a look at the map. Very standard FTL-esque map for this game. We have unknown, which are just unknown rooms, merchants, treasures, rest stops, which we'll get to in a bit, enemies, and elites. So there's a few random encounters there that we don't know about with an elite there, which honestly avoiding elites is usually for the best, to be perfectly honest, even though a lot of this game is about risk management, RNG management, but that's kind of bog standard for the genre. But mixing deck building and roguelite, both of which are very RNG based games, requires you to spend a lot of time planning. And honestly, I'm looking at this map and I'm thinking I'm going to take this route, because there's a lot of elites over here. I mean, there's one there, and these elites, they're not unbeatable. But remember, this is a roguelite, so it's not just beating one enemy. It's beating one enemy, then the next, and the one after that. And then maybe the one after that as well. So yeah, I think I might take this left-hand route, because pretty much any way I go up this hits at least one elite. If I go this way, I could avoid the elites and hit an early shop as well, which may or may not be good. Yeah, let's take the right-hand route. But before that, we have to talk to this guy. So this guy gives buffs based on the previous game's performance, or the previous run's performance. I could lose 50% of my HP and lose 2 cards, which I could just look at my cards. Nothing I really want to lose, to be perfectly honest, at least yet. Game 8 max HP, or choose a card to obtain. Let's choose a card. So this is a deck builder. You start off with the basic deck like I showed, and then you add to it and eventually try to remove from it. So let's see, deal 9 damage and draw a card, gain 5 block and upgrade, or can only be played if every other card in your hand is an attack but deals 14 damage. Let's do some card draw. Okay, so let's head over here. And welcome to our first battle. This looks a little odd, but it's very simple actually. You have 3 energy to burn, and the various cards take various amounts of energy. The bash takes 2, and the rest of these take 1 for now. You have 80 health, and this is a roguelite, so we are trying to progress. So killing this guy as fast as possible is not always the optimal strategy. You also have 3 potions we have done right now, and you can see the discard, which the discard pile is empty like I'm saying, but I could also see what is in my remaining deck. Granted, this is a randomized order, and these will be drawn out, as well, once my hand is, well, we'll go through that. But I can see and use this as sort of a guide on my risk. So let's defend twice and attack once. That's my 3 energy in my turn, and I burn the rest of my cards into the discard pile. Once my draw pile is empty, it recycles the discard pile back in. So it's a constant cycle of draw, play, discard, rinse, repeat. Pretty much standard for the genre, well, for the deck builder genre. So he's attacking me once again for 7. I could see the opponent's planned move and build around this. So if he was not attacking, I would be able to just go to town on him. But in this case, well, I have Pommel Strike, which I can look here, and my last card is a defend. I don't want that. Even if that's a lot more damage, I'll leave the defend to be sure to have one for next turn. We'll put another defend up, and I'm just going to hit him for 2. Oh, we'll hit him for 12, I should say. And in my turn. And I am taking a little bit of damage, but I have this relic that heals me for 6 after combat, so I'm not terribly worried about that. He's hitting me for 7 again. I'll defend. And let's bash him to make him a little bit more vulnerable to damage for the next turn. I'm not going to go back up to full health after this battle, but I should be a... Oh, now see, he put weakened on me. And this is kind of how things... why you have to spend a lot of time planning out your moves is... Okay, he's vulnerable, but I'm weakened. Thankfully, I could see at the bottom here what exactly my attacks do. I didn't notice this for quite a while, and I was having to do some guesswork on that. And that's probably my biggest complaint. That, and also help is kind of a one-time thing on this, so if I don't remember a particular mechanic or how things work, if they're not in the tooltips, I haven't found a way to reset the tutorial outside of probably just wiping my entire save file, which is less than ideal. Okay, he's hitting me for 12. I don't think I could kill him this turn. I don't want to accidentally play that, so yeah, I wouldn't get close enough. So let's defend twice, block the damage, and do some 6. And in my turn, I block 10 to take 2 damage. His vulnerable wears off. My cards recycle. He's still hitting me for 7. I'll block. Yeah, let's block twice. We've taken a fair amount of damage here. Yeah, I realize I'm not using that pommel strike. I probably would have finished it by now. Now, okay, he's handing me for 7 again. But I don't have quite enough to finish him. Because, remember, I'm weakened, so I'm doing 25% less damage, which makes these 4. So, he would have had 1 health left if I went all out. I can see right here I have 1 defend left, so I'll finish him this turn. There we go. Victory. I get my health back because of my relic for this particular class, a little bit of gold, and I get to choose a card. And honestly, the runs, at least for now, with how the game is set up and the amount of the amount of content the game has, are kind of made and broken on these, I would say, the first 3 or 4 picks. So let's see, pommel, deal 2 damage 4 times. I don't recall seeing that one. It looks to be a rare as well based on the color. Let's take Twin Strike. So let's head to the merchant. We have a little less gold than I would like, but okay. And he offers colorless cards, relics, potions, and colored cards, which are for our class. So let's see, deal 13 damage, apply 1 weak and 1 vulnerable, which you can see here is, causes them to do less damage and take more damage. And the number is literally just the amount of turns that status affects. So the uppercut will affect for 1 turn. Deal 4 damage to all enemies. Heal deal for unblocked damage dealt. That's really interesting. I don't recall seeing that one either. That looks very interesting because this deck tends to run into problems with just death from 1,000 wounds. Dual wield, which is actually very good depending on how well the deck is built. Rage, which obviously I like that card for obvious reasons. Combust, I don't care for losing health like that. It's Mind Blast is always fun, particularly once the deck gets a little bit bigger. Master of Strategy, and you can also remove cards for a little bit of gold. Let's take a look here. That's actually a very powerful relic. It allows you to, cycle out cards that you don't want immediately. Let's see, I don't recall that one. That's actually very powerful, and that's pretty nice as well. So, what do we want to do? I don't have enough money for Reaper, unfortunately. Uppercut is on sale, which is a pretty nice pickup. Yeah, let's pick up Uppercut. You gotta have a good combo. And let's not pick up anything there. Okay, fight. Thievery. So we'll bash him and defend a little bit of damage. Maybe should have done 2 defense there, but you'll see why. Ooh, bad luck on that. I'll pommel strike him to draw, get a there, and we'll do a double strike. And that's where the card draw and be able to manipulate the RNG really comes in. Is I'm taking more damage than I probably should. Okay, so I can finish him here. But learning what to use, maybe I should have picked up a potion before. It's all a learning experience. So let's see. Shrug It Off is very powerful. Let's get Shrug It Off. Because block is pretty pretty necessary in this. I'm okay on health. I think I would normally take the fight, but I want to show the unknown event, see if anything interesting happens. Oh, okay, so you come across a dead adventurer on the floor. His pants have been stolen. It also looks like he's been gouged and trampled by a horned beast, though his possessions are still intact. You're in no mind of finding out what happened here, so I could either try to leave or take a 75% chance to find loot, or get loot, and a 25% chance to get the monster. Let's take the chance. Okay, so I found some gold. Let's leave. Because it went up to 50-50 chance, and yeah, I already was lucky enough. Got some gold. Got to fight a monster. This asshole. And this is probably my biggest problem. It's just the fact that I immediately know what this guy's going to do. And it just comes down to, yes, there is a lot of content here. I've spent a fair amount of time with this game, but at the same time, I'm just wishing for more. Maybe that's just me being greedy, but this is also an early access game, so... And this is also the early stages of the game, so... Okay, he is going to hit me for 6. I could shrug it off. And... let's bash him. I'll send him up possibly for a kill blow next turn. We'll have to see, though. Okay, so he strings up again. And we have enough for the killing blow. And let's see, Pommel Strike, which has been very good to us. Heavy Blade's actually fairly good. It's not amazing. And I'm not a huge fan of the Reckless Charge because it puts vulnerable on myself. So let's take another Pommel Strike to be able to cycle the deck a little bit more. And let's head to the rest stop. Okay, so our bonfire. We could rest and gain some health. We are at 78 of 80. Not necessary. Let's smith and upgrade a card. So, gain 11 block. Deal 7 damage twice. Deal 10 damage, gain 2 cards. So, let's... I kind of like this. Makes it so that this lasts for a little bit longer. And being able to mitigate that damage is pretty useful. The other option is this, but let's... I'm torn between that and shrug it off, but let's go with uppercut and try to get another upgrade later, which I actually need to look on the map. Yeah, we have 2 fights, a treasure. We go this way, we hit another bonfire pretty quickly, so we should be okay. Never mind. These are annoying. Okay, so he's going to put a negative status effect on me. And this is another thing of just, well, how deck builders work is that negative statuses usually are, yeah, trying to fill my deck with junk. And that's a valid strategy and a deck builder, or I should say a competitive deck builder. This isn't a competitive deck builder, but it's along the same lines. Well, I should say against human opponents. Okay, so he's going to put another negative status effect on me. I'm going to uppercut him. I interrupted him because I triggered his split ability. But we'll hit him again. And he splits into 2 creatures that are 19 health each. And they're both putting negative status effects on me. So I can do that. Do that. Kill one immediately. And put the other one in grave danger. Uppercut immediately. Well, uppercut finish it. And there we go. And let's see, Intimidate. Apply 1 week to all enemies. Exhaust. Exhaust removes it from combat. So it basically sets it away from my discard pile, and I get it back my next time I'm fighting. So it doesn't recycle. But if I discard it, if I don't play it, I should say, it stays into the deck until I play it. Let's see, gain 7 block and exhaust a rated card in your hand. I'm not a huge fan of exhausting other cards because that can lead to problems. Already have a couple pommel strikes. Yeah, I don't want to load up on too many of those. But Intimidate could be useful. Yeah, let's do that. Don't want too many of those, though. Okay, well. This could be fun. So, they're not attacking me, so Intimidate is not good. Let's do that. He curls up, so he takes less damage right now, but my next strike will kill him once he gets rid of the block. Unless there's a relic in play, block only affects that turn, so he's good. We'll go for him. And just end their turn. Yes, I realize I have an energy left. I can't really do anything, and blocking would have done nothing. He rituals. He does a weaken, so I still kill him. I just have to pommel strike him. Defend. Block most that damage. Actually, let's do a twin strike because I don't want to draw whenever I'm not going to have the energy and burn an extra card. I mean, I can see exactly what I'm going to have next turn. I have the uppercut. I'm going to have a shrug it off. I don't want to lose either of those. So shrug it off. Calls him as a card to recycle. And we'll do that to him. And you can see how it drops his damage. And that's kind of what I was talking about, that the RNG has to be manipulated. You have to be very careful about how this game. So his strength went back up. Let's see, he's at 29. Don't have enough. So well, let's pommel strike him first. Weaken him to get another turn where he has less damage. Let's see, I have 12 left, so let's defend twice, take less damage, and try him next turn. And see, this is where it comes, where patience pays. Let's see, add a random attack to your hand. It costs 1 this turn and exhaust it. Body Slam could be interesting, particularly with a few other abilities. Let's play the long game and go Body Slam. And get a treasure chest. Get a Shrunken. That's handy. Definitely take that. Now we have a choice. If we take the left path, we get another merchant after 1 fight and a bonfire. We take the right path, we get a random encounter, a random battle, or whatever. A monster, a bonfire, 2 monsters, and then another bonfire. So we're still fighting 3 on either path, because there's no way around those 3. Both have the same amount of bonfires, but the left has that extra merchant. I think that's worthwhile. Oh, fun. Okay, so it's weak all. I don't have anything to trigger the body slam. I don't want to burn the explosive potion, but I may have to at this point. Because this is a rather annoying fight because I don't have a lot of AoE yet. And there's a few cards I could get that would have AoE, but I'm also heading towards a merchant, so let's burn it. Play it safe. And let's see. Yeah, let's go for this. A little extra block. That's a skill that triggers after every turn. So, once I play it. Let's smith. And... because we are at full health, don't have to do anything else. And I did get a poison, which poison is a lot of damage over the course of a fight. I'm thinking here. How do I upgrade a pommel strike? So that's pretty good damage. Granted, I don't have a lot of big damage moves. I'm kind of a balanced deck right now. Let's see. Let's go pommel strike. This has kind of turned into a let's play of this run, hasn't it? But there's not a hell of a lot to really talk about outside of playing the game and showing you some things. Okay, so I have 179 or 176. Flash of Steel is a very interesting card. Not a lot of damage, but it's a free draw essentially. I don't have a lot of exhaust. I have a couple. Impervious is very nice. It's a hell of a lot of block for that amount of energy. Armaments is very nice, particularly upgraded. Cleave, I could probably definitely. Let's see. Ice Cream. Energy is now served between turns. Unfortunately, that's 310. I have 176. But you can see that's a very powerful trinket, and the price reflects that. 3 explosive potions, because I just used one, obviously. See, whenever you play a power, a random card in your hand costs 0 for that turn. Another very powerful relic. You can see why you may want to not burn your gold and just come here once you have 250 to 300-ish gold. So, what do we want to do? Oh. Well, that Cleave is on the book for about anything. Very tempted by Impervious, but also Flash of Steel could be useful. I'm a little concerned about lacking big hits. That Clash could be useful as well with that. So, let's pick up Cleave, pick up Clash, and pick up Flash of Steel. I am filling up my deck with a lot of stuff. Hopefully that's not going to bite me in the ass, because a lot of this is building up a balanced deck, trying to figure out exactly what you want to do. Okay, a Slaver. I don't recall fighting one of these. Okay, well, let's defend. That activates Clash. Do that. And do that. That triggers that, which gives me an extra strength for the rest of the combat. He's made me vulnerable, so I take more damage. Do I have him right now? I think I do. Let's... So... Yeah, that's 21. I just wanted to double check. Because, yeah. Heavy Blade. Oh, we want Flex. Flex is a very powerful card right now. And Heavy Blade kind of requires being able to build up my strength, and Flex is a good way to do it. It's a good combo with Heavy Blade. So let's just go here. Another one of these jokers. So let's defend just to activate Clash. Pommel strike him. Of course, now Flex comes out. We'll hit that. And do that. That causes him to split. Unfortunately, he splits with a lot more health on his companions, but it does prevent some of the annoyances beforehand. Okay, he's attacking for 8. We'll shrug it off. I don't need that this time around, I don't think. So these are going to be do 7 each, but this is 8, so we'll do that and that. I'm not going to worry about the block, and I hope I don't come to regret that. A wound, that is a junk card that gets put in my deck temporarily. That will go away once the battle is over. Okay, well. Let's pommel strike him, get another card. I was hoping for something a little bit better, but... And we'll just continue on. He's putting a negative status effect on me. He's putting frail on me. Unfortunately, that's not going to work out well for him. Oh, we finally get to see Flash of Steel. And we get a dexterity potion, which increases the amount of block I get from cards. Let's see. We got good cards now. I hope I don't regret getting rid of passing up on a Flex, but let's get a dual wield. Well, Smith, since we're at full health, and what do we want to put in? Let's level up our Flex. Okay, here we go. Boss time. Oh boy, this one. So he's not attacking. Let's uppercut him. And then do that. Okay, where's the music? Ah, there's the music. Okay, he's hitting me for 5 times 6. Fun. So let's metallicize and block as much as I can for this turn. Thankfully, ooh, that hurts. Thankfully, after the boss fight, health resets back to full, so it's not that big a dick. Because there is, well, there is a way, I think, to beat these guys, but it requires a very particular setup and probably some high-level cards I haven't unlocked yet. So let's do 3 damage and draw a card. Let's Pommel Strike. I'm going to draw another. Well, another 2. Well, let's see what... let's go ahead and shrug it off. Okay, I didn't draw anything particularly bad. So I'm okay on my damage. Well, actually, I could have just defended it, been fine. There's a comment that would have been in the comments because I have Metallicize. I'm going to throw the poison to go ahead and get that started on him. Okay, let's go ahead and drink the dexterity potion as well. I should have done that before as well. Okay, so cleave. And poison's going to take down 6, then 5. Okay, burn. So it's going to do damage to me at the end of my turn once I draw that card. Okay, so intimidate. Flex. Clash, which deals 19 damage. Pommel Strike. And then bash him. And that's all I can do. It'll take some more damage. Hits me, burns me. Okay, he is going on the defensive. He intends to block and use a buff. He's still poisoned. So Shrug It Off is only good for its card draw. Let's Flash a Steel to get another card. Uppercut him. And we're really racking up that vulnerable, so he's going to take more damage for longer. And that is all we can do there. I still get the 3 innate block because it's Metallicize. I'm pretty sure when that fills up, bad things happens. Okay, I drew my burn. I'm going to take damage after this, and he's also doing that. Let's draw and get an extra strike. Not my greatest draw, but I would have much rather gotten that extra pommel strike, but that's the way it goes. Okay, so let's defend because he's still going to hit me for 6. So let's defend for 7 and do a double strike. And in turn, block off the burn damage. Okay, this will recycle my deck, but Pommel Strike is likely my best option here. Hit a block as well. And 13 damage. Actually doing really well against this guy for now, so we'll have to see what happens. He is burning me a lot more though, so that's filling up my deck with a lot of junk. Flash of Steel. Uppercut him. And unfortunately I can't Shrug It Off and Body Slam, even though that would have been good damage as well, but that will counteract that. I get the Twin Strike, of course. Okay, so his poison wears off. I block all the damage. I don't want to do dual wield again because my deck has 2 burns in it left. Or 2 burns left in it. Speak well, I do not. And unfortunately, I won't be able to use the Clash because my hand has that burn in it. So we'll flex. And we'll cleave. And unfortunately, that's all I could really do. I don't want to risk the dual wield because it could just fill my hand with more burns. Yes, it can do that. So let's play it safe and go after this guy next turn. Ow. So that's what that does. Good to know. You die now. I get a little bit of healing, but I'll reset health. I get 102 gold, a swift potion, and I get to pick something from the deck, from the boss pool. Let's see, at the start of your turn, lose 1 health. I don't like that. I'm not a huge fan of any of these, actually. I mean, Dark Embrace is okay, but I'll skip this. I don't like those. And we'll get one of these. Black Blood, that's actually an upgrade to my current relic. Mark of Pain, gain energy at the start of each turn. At the start of combat, add 2 wounds to your draw pile. That's just a status card. That's actually very powerful. For every 5 cards in your deck, heal 2 health whenever you enter a campfire. So every 5 cards, I have 23. So it would heal me 8. Just, yeah. I like the Mark of Pain, though. That's cool. And we proceed on to the next map. And I think we'll wrap things up there, because it's, it just ups the difficulty and adds new and interesting encounters. And I think I've shown pretty much everything I want to. Has, yes, a fair amount of randomness, but it's because of its 2 genres. There's really no way to get around just randomness in a deck builder and a roguelite. And put them together, you're just going to get more random. That said, it feels fairly balanced. I haven't had a time where it felt like I lost because the game took me over. It felt like I lost because I made poor choices a half an hour ago, or over the course of the last 40-ish minutes. Or I just simply rushed and made a foolish mistake, so it's all on me. That said, I do hope to see more content in the future, because I do like this game so far. It's a very interesting title, so. It is $15.99, and that's probably a little high for the amount of content that's in this. Unless you're a big fan of the deck builders, and the price will go up once it leaves early access, so keep an eye on it. See if the bi-weekly updates are the promises kept on those, and see how they pan out, because it does have a solid base. It does get a little repetitive very quickly, though. I mean, I was able to immediately identify, pretty much all the monsters on the first floor just about in a handful of runs. That's it. I enjoyed it, so there's your mark of approval. I enjoyed it. So as always, constructive feedback is greatly appreciated, and I guess a little bit of backseat gaming in this one, since, once again, hard game, so yeah. Or if you don't really have anything to say, but want to let me know that you've enjoyed or hated me missing lethal, hit the appropriate buttons down below and subscribe if you want to see more of the Sunday Sampler, even when it doesn't come in on Sunday, or my other content, which should be hopefully starting up again very soon. As always, thank you for watching, and we'll be back next week with, well, who knows, because that card hasn't been dealt yet. I'll see you next time.